see Jalen Williams showed up. He was watching us at halftime. You see him show up in the second half and perform the way that he did. If that brother shows up with SGA, the Oklahoma City Thunder will win the NBA championship, even if it's against the Boston Celtics.
Tim Legler
That's what I'm saying.
Echoed those sentiments, Stephen A., down the stretch of this game in a really interesting way here, Bob. He said that last year he didn't think that the Thunder, even though they were the #1 seed in the Western Conference, had the offensive firepower to contend with a Kyrie Irving, with a Luka Doncic. Do you think that they have filled the void? Are they better than they were? Not talking about the rest of the conference, just talking about where they were last year.
Yeah, I mean, and experience matters too. I heard what Tim said as well, and I thought it was an astute point. They are 4th best in the league in offense, but what makes that interesting is they win with their defense much more than their offense. Getting stops and running out. Their defense is dominant. I don't know that there's another team that's even close to them defensively. And Malika, when you're that good on defense, you give yourself a chance to win every game because you're in the game. And then when you add to it what a lot of people think is the MVP, Shea, he's an offense by himself. And if Jalen Williams can come along, if Chet can come along, if they can get a little bit of production out of other guys, they're going to be really hard to beat. I'm not ready to go as far as our guy in the blue,
electric blue,
in the Nick blue down here. But I do think they made a big statement today with this win.
Well, Burks already crowned the Celtics.
Yeah, he did. Now he's got OKC.
I'm not going to have short-term memory. The Boston Celtics are going to win the NBA championship, but they will be facing the Oklahoma City Thunder. There's no team that's going to beat this team in a 7-game series. And by the way, since we're talking about who we called out at halftime, I called out the bigs, and Isaiah Hartenstein especially, and I thought he did an excellent job on Jokic in the second half. Jokic was, what, 10 for 23?
Hurt his elbow.
10 for 23 from the field. He was out there. He should have went in the back. Like you would tell anybody else, if you're injured, go to the back, right? He was on the floor. So when I look at Chet, I believe that Chet actually is the second best player on this Thunder team for what he brings to the table. He allows them to play a double big lineup, a single lineup, because he's so skilled that he could pick and roll, lob threat, pick and pop because he could shoot the 3. He could put the ball on the floor. And he had 4 blocks today.
To your point, he was plus 32 in the game, best in the game. And he helped.
Well, my only issue is that, you know, Bob trying to be all suave and smooth and calm. Nah, this ain't the time for that. Oklahoma City, we came into this game saying, yo, everybody looking up at them. They got to make a statement. And what did they do? They got to make a statement. Your MVP played like an MVP. Your secondary option, Jalen Williams, played like that dude in the second half. Chet Holmgren. We talk about Wembanyama. He's hurt now, but we talked about him. We forget Chet Holmgren is that dude. His brother can ball, and their defense is #1. They can beat anybody. And Shai Gilgeous-Alexander is the league MVP. We're going to put that to rest right now.
I didn't yell it at the audience.
You know,
I didn't call them dominant.
We was having a discussion.
Since the All-Star break, they certainly...
It is. I grew up watching Hakeem Olajuwon. Matter of fact, I had the Olajuwons, the shoes, all right? I grew up watching Shaquille O'Neal. I grew up watching David Robinson. I've never seen a performance like I did from Nikola Jokic the last game against the Phoenix Suns. The most impressive performance I've seen with my eyes from a center. And I was looking, every rebound mattered in the final, in the fourth quarter and overtime. Every point mattered. Every assist mattered. And I'm looking at the 22 assists, and I'm like, damn. Like, he put his guys in position so easily to be successful. He set the table. All they have to do is finish. And when you think about Jokic, I said the other day on Scott Van Pelt, he's knocking at the door of being a top 5 center of all time. I already believe he's the most skilled center to ever play the game of basketball.
You're not doing that today. You're not doing that today, Big Berg. I'm telling you that right now. We're not going to do this today. Jokic is big time. The top 5 argument, I'm not disagreeing with it. I get all of that. But we ain't doing that today. We ain't going to start this narrative where all of a sudden Shai Gilgeous-Alexander gets compromised for league MVP again like he did last year. Since February 1st, America, look at me, America. Don't wait, look at me. Since February 1st, the Oklahoma City Thunder are an NBA best 15-2. Okay, I'm looking at Shai Gilgeous-Alexander right now. Leads the NBA with 32.8 points per game, okay? In the calendar year, 50-point games, 4 of them since 2025 hit. Since 2020, 50. Oh, by the way, averaging 34 on 51% shooting, 43% from three-point range. We ain't gonna do this. Oklahoma City is the #1 seed. Everybody looking up, way up. You got to climb a ladder. We're not doing this to SGA this year. SGA is going to be the league MVP if he keeps this up. I don't care what Jokic does.
Really clear. 31 points, 21 rebounds, 22 assists. We still have a couple weeks left in the regular season. There is nothing that can happen. No shade on Shai Gilgeous-Alexander that can change your vote that you said 2 months ago.
Oh, my Lord. Did I stutter? I didn't stutter.
I need whatever kind of coffee he has.
Malika Andrews is talking about like I stuttered.
Let me ask you a question, Stephen A.
Are you seeing what Shai is doing?
I am. Let me ask you a question. Well, one, the odds shouldn't cut in half on one game.
Sorry. Let's
acknowledge that is insane. That's ridiculous.
Thank you for saying that.
Let me say one thing, Stephen. I think I know what you're going to say, but had Jokic never won it, is some of that creeping into this SGA stuff?
That is fair, and that's accurate. But what I'm saying to you is this. It still doesn't negate what we're seeing from Shai Gilgeous. Yeah, I don't have Jokic fatigue. I voted for Shai Gilgeous-Alexander last year. So my point is, he doesn't get it last year. Then he comes back as the #1 seed last year, establishes the #1 seed this year, got pieces around them. They're even better exponentially on the defensive side of the ball, and this brother's doing what he's doing. And we talk about somebody else.
You know what?
We're not doing this.
I'll tell you
We're not doing this.
Where I can get on board with that is we don't focus enough on winning. We don't talk enough about winning.
We are now.
So if this is close, yes, give it to the guy whose team has been dominant. Not only that, I'll tell you one thing we don't talk enough about, defense. And Shai Gilgeous is one of the best at his position. So if you want to look at a tie and it's close, his record and his kind of two-way ability.
Hold on. Everybody keep a cool booty. All I was doing was giving Jokic his flowers for last game. I didn't say that he was my MVP, the front runner. SGA is that. And by the way, I've been on this Oklahoma City train for the last 2.5 months.
And why is that? Why is it for as much as I want to give you your flowers on being right, why is it? What did you see in Shai Gilgeous-Alexander months ago?
Well, I mean, it's just, to me, when you look at a leader, right, Isaiah Hartenstein being in and out of the lineup, Chet Holmgren being in and out of the lineup, this team never had a drop-off, right? And it was solely because of what he was bringing to the table on both ends of the floor. You talk about culture, this is what culture looks like. This is what a leader looks like. This is what a franchise player looks like.
Kevin Durant, that has had Russell Westbrook, that has had Kendrick Perkins, that has had James Harden. This is the most points per game we've seen
Hey, let me
in franchise history.
So let's say you're down 1, right? You're down 1 point.
Come on, man.
No, hold on. I'm not asking. I'm not making a point. Who do you want? I don't know you want Shai taking. If you could pick a guy.
It's a toss-up. But that has nothing to do with the MVP conversation.
In fact, these two teams play each other today and tomorrow. These games are gonna. You play. These are measuring.
This is not right. This is not right what you're doing. It's not right what y'all are doing. It's not right what you're doing. This brother right here has been all world. I'm sorry, Malika. Go ahead and do your job. I'm sorry. Y'all not doing this.
Hello, xin chào tất cả mọi người. Hôm nay mình sẽ hướng